Since the blossom of video games in the 20th century, they have become a large part of our lives. Whether it's Pac-Man, Mario, Assassin's Creed, or Call of Duty, we have logged plenty of hours of fun playing our favorite titles. But are you playing wisely? I have 3 subjects who all have their own story on gaming. Some are good, some are bad, some are just having fun with it. This first person doesn't need much of an introduction. He's just your regular, everyday gamer. But I'll let him tell you his story. Is there like a game title or series or that early on you really fell in love with that got you further into wanting to play games?
Yeah, actually. So that game that I had was The Legend of Zelda Windwaker, which I've since completed numerous times just because I can, and just really fun.
What's your favorite game title and how did that start out?
It's Super Smash Bros. Melee. It's an awesome fighting game. And well, I had been over to another friend's house who had the game called Super Smash Bros. On his N64. And whenever we played that, it was a blast. It was so much fun. And he had told me that there was a sequel that was out on the GameCube. And by the time I got my GameCube, I was like, oh man, I have to see if I can find this. So my sister took me to EB Games, we searched around, and I got the game, and it was absolutely amazing. It was everything I ever wanted and more.
So that's where most gamers want to be, in that area where it's just like, you're having fun with it. Buying games, playing them, having fun. That's the goal here. Well, that's the goal for most at least. This next person, he actually ended up going further with it, and with the game he had, made money to buy other games. He can explain it better. So now sort of the topic we're going through is sort of gaming addiction, what are the consequences. Now you're a rare case where instead of losing money through gaming addictions, you actually made some money. So do you want to give me a bit of a sort of a rundown quickly on what you did through Dungeon Defenders?
Oh, okay. So that's an interesting case because I guess if you say addictions, it is kind of counterintuitive. Although I did buy the game, I didn't end up ever spending money on the game, except on sales. I think I might have spent probably in total $10 on that game. And I put a lot of time into that game actually. And by the end of it, I actually did have a lot of stuff. And I started getting into other games, and I wanted something else to spend money on. I got into different games, taste changed, whatever. So what I actually ended up doing was I tried to use the items that I had accumulated in the game Dungeon Defenders, and I tried to trade those for items in a different game. So I did this with the intentions of actually, just getting the items for the other game that I like to play. But what ended up happening is, of course, this other game that I like to play, Team Fortress 2 is the name of it in case you care, but the name of that, or the thing about that game is that a lot of the items in that game hold actual, monetary value. So what I ended up doing is eventually a lot of the items that I would end up getting from this other game, I would end up selling for actual money on my Steam account.
And then with that, you ended up buying games such as Super Meat Boy and other things, right?
Yeah, so that's actually been funding my entire gaming account for a good while now.
This last person I met through gaming and through YouTube and stuff like that, and he's a great example of how someone can go farther with it to a bad situation, but he is in a good situation money-wise, so he is able to do this. But if you're doing this and you don't have the right money to do it, you should not be spending this kind of money. You've played a lot of Team Fortress 2, I believe, yes?
Yes.
How many hours would you say about?
I have no life, that's all I can say.
But how much money have you actually spent on Team Fortress 2?
I don't know, over 9,000.
These statistics are shown from individual items in Dan's backpack, which in TF2 is your inventory. First, on the far left, it shows you what its value is in game, and then it translates it into US dollars. Competitive teams, tiers, are you a part of now?
Third best ranking in North America, which is silver.
Yeah.
And hopefully I go into the second best, which is gold.
And then after that's platinum.
And then if you are an ESAA person, which is a community attribute, you can go to London and compete for money, because why not?
Yep. Is that what one of your goals are? Just go compete for money?
Just go to platinum rank, and that's it. That's all my goal is.
Well, there you have it. 3 individuals with 3 different gaming stories. One who just happened to be playing games for the fun of it. One who made an investment to fund his gaming experience. And the third person who spent over $9,000 in a game, but is actually in the top competitive league, or is going to be soon. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my documentary. And next time you open up your favorite game, make sure you're playing it wisely.